Crime and Immorality. Information provided to H.E. Cardinal Mamberti and the Vatican Chancery Court regarding our claims March 6, 2005, January 19, 2023 in Sikh. The undisclosed and illegal territorial military occupation of this country and many other countries worldwide has been accomplished by the municipal corporations housed in the District of Columbia and a plethora of similarly constructed organizations acting as franchises in other corners of the world. These renegade corporations follow the same basic pattern to the same result: military occupation by territorial forces secretly acting as commercial mercenaries and operating out of territorial enclaves used as pirate bases and tax havens. These privateers originally operated under Letters of Marque issued by the Lord Mayor of the inner city of London and the British Monarch, but those Letters of Marque are held invalid, especially as relates to our country and our population as neutral states not engaged in any such unofficial war or mercenary conflict. The perpetrators used the Isle of Man for this purpose in Britain, the District of Columbia and Puerto Rico in the United States, Norfolk Island in Australia, and most recently, they are developing the Mariana Islands for the same purpose. It may be anti-intuitive to think that these tiny enclaves can be of much importance, but the importance becomes clear when you realize that these enclaves can be controlled very easily and the laws adopted within these enclaves can be hand-tailored to suit the needs of the municipal corporation interests in control of them. For example, Puerto Rico, which is a U.S. possession, is also nonetheless a Commonwealth nation and continues to use the Spanish law of the Inquisition. By basing their operations out of Puerto Rico, the perpetrators could access this draconian form of law and apply it to all the American Shelf Corporation estates housed in Puerto Rico and used as cargo in the new variation of the Bottomry bond scandal. So not only did the British Crown partner have their phony 14th Amendment to the so-called corporate constitution in place to attack innocent people as prejudged criminals, but the other municipal corporations had the Inquisition in place, and all of this was done to support one united constructive fraud which enabled the guilty parties to illegally, unlawfully, and immorally strip the value of physical assets out of this country and many others for their own benefit and to impose coercive power over living people under color of law, and all while being paid to protect us from all enemies, both foreign and domestic. This is precisely the way the Raj was organized in India, so it is not an unknown evil. The same coercive and arrogant and unfeeling power has been unleashed in every country where this criminal and unjustifiable system has gained a toehold, including here, in the United States. While the people of India suffered the salt marches and the massacre of Amritsar, we have suffered trillions of dollars of economic damage inflicted by these undisclosed foreign municipal corporation courts and by harassments and false arrests, and bills of attainder, that have destroyed the lives and health and happiness of millions of Americans, including millions of Native Americans who were basically herded into permanent internment camps and left to starve by these same actors. This has been done in gross breach of trust and violation of the service contracts, that is, the constitutions, allowing these municipal corporations to exist and function on a residential basis in this country. We have provided public notice and due process to the responsible officials worldwide for 21 years and have now called for the dissolution of these organizations as proven and uncontested incorporated criminal organizations that are now forfeit and subject to liquidation under the ecclesiastical law. This is a principle-to-principle matter and is not affected by the multitudinous bankruptcies of the subcontractors. The principals who benefited from promoting these evils, who acted in breach of trust, and who evaded and violated their obligations under the constitutions, including the evasion of the constitutional guarantees owed to these millions of people who have been defrauded and impersonated and injured under false pretenses, have additionally acted in bad faith. This bad faith has been used to build a repetition of yet another old, very old, crime scheme, known as the Kingdom of Lies. This has been done by these same pirates operating under the direction of the Alpha Draconi, who have no valid claim to anything on this planet, but who have nonetheless used the presence of an ancient so-called Aryan colony in the foothills of the Himalayas thousands of years ago, as an excuse to interfere in the lives and free will of mankind and to bring an unjustifiable claim of ownership against this planet. These issues are being fully argued in other courts with jurisdiction, so we will not belabor them here. However, the immediate impact of trying to resurrect the bad faith and the kingdom of lies promoted by it, is the proliferation of crime, cruelty, and immorality on an unimaginable scale. We estimate that 90% of the energy of mankind is being shunted into activities related to sex and money. A full 70% of the Internet traffic is devoted to pornography, and virtually all communication produced by the so-called entertainment industry is laced with subliminal images and messages promoting sex and death. This does not mean that this circumstance is anything that mankind has freely chosen. Rather, this force-fed focus on sex and death has been enforced via licensed media outlets and by other means, and has been foisted off on the public by the colluding municipal corporations. By forcing the generative impulse into the mind instead of allowing it to function in the body as intended, the perpetrators have once again undermined the value and the quality of life. This is not a new or unpredictable result of their unlawful activities, rather, it is the logical and premeditated result. And we have seen it many times before. We have learned our lessons and have no need to repeat Babylon. Liquidating or forfeiting the municipal corporations will solve the burgeoning promotion of bad faith, for, as usual, the victims of the Alpha Draconi and these out-of-control municipal corporations are being forced, or seduced, into paying for their own destruction. Returning the assets of the municipal corporations to the preferential priority creditors will put a stop to all this and allow recoupment of a healthy, happy, and sane environment for mankind, which is the purpose and destiny of this planet. Pretending that we are not part of mankind by various means of deceit, fraud, and even mechanical manipulation of the population's genome, that is, more big lies and criminal machinations, so as to undermine the claim of mankind to this planet, will not change this. Rather, it is simply more criminality, more fraud, more deceit, more violence and more bad faith being promoted by the criminals among us, and by the municipal corporations that have been used as the instrumentalities of these fraud artists. The true God is not deceived and will not be mocked. We wish for the immediate forfeiture of the municipal corporations, their franchises, subsidiaries, and incorporated agencies, and the return of all assets and all control related to them to the preferential priority creditors, which in all cases, are the lawful national governments. In the event that a lawful national government is not organized and ready to accept responsibility in a given country, our government will provide a recording service, clearinghouse, accounting system, and organizational support to return their assets and assist them in rebuilding their traditional unincorporated governments. Issued by Anna Maria Riesinger, Fiduciary. The United States of America in care of Box 520994 Big Lake, Alaska 99652. April 13, 2023.